Hi, I'm David, and today we're going to talk about the one big idea for your song. I started songwriting pretty much immediately when I got my first guitar when I was 16. And up until about 2 years ago, that was really just a way for me to emote, I guess, just to get my feelings out. Although I wanted people to feel what I was feeling and get a message, I didn't really know how to do that. And that really showed because people had no clue what I was talking about. A couple years ago, I started to take songwriting a little bit more seriously, and I began to seek out really any sort of resource online that would improve my songwriting. After about a few hundred hours, I'm sure, of YouTube videos, I decided that it was time to get a mentor. And so I did. And it was incredible, actually. It was the first time that I really started to see a major breakthrough in my writing. So I wanted to share some of the things that I've learned through having a mentor. And that first thing, the biggest thing, is the one big idea and how that's affected my writing. So before I got a mentor, people didn't really know what I was trying to say with my lyrics and in my songs. Even though it felt emotional to me, and even though I knew what I was trying to say, people were kind of confused about what I was singing about, what I was yelling about, or what I was seemingly pretty upset about on stage. And I never really was able to make that connection with people, which bothered me because I felt like what I had to say was possibly important to some people and that it could make a difference in their lives. So that was kind of a bummer. Once I started implementing this idea of the one big idea in my songs, so many more people are affected. I have people coming up to me almost every single time that I play telling me how a certain song has impacted them or what it meant to them or something along those lines. And that's really, really cool to know that my lyrics are actually affecting people that I'm playing for. So if we break down a song to its core essence, it's about communication. And my friend and mentor, John Chisholm, taught me, like, day one, if person A is trying to communicate something to person B, person A should be able to say hello, and person B should be able to say hello back to person A. And at least for me and a lot of other songwriters, most of the time, person A would say hello, and person B would maybe not respond or respond with some sort of gibberish or something completely different that has nothing to do with what person A was trying to communicate. So there's obviously an issue with that communication, and that really does fall on the songwriter, not on the listener. So one of the biggest issues that I was having in my lyrics is that I was putting way too many ideas into one song. I didn't even know that, though. I just figured the more complex it was, the cooler it would be. Maybe the better it would be a better song because of the complexity. But really, I was just making it more convoluted. I was muddying up the message in my song, and I have a feeling that you're probably doing the same thing because it's really easy to do that. So here are a few ways that you can start shifting your lyrics towards one big idea, and that's going to help clarify your message and really speak to people who want to hear from you. Alright, so number one, take your song idea and journal about it. Just write as much as you possibly can about the idea. This is going to do a couple things for you. This might uncover some hidden lyrics. It might show you that the essence and the core of your song is actually something different. It might produce a great song title. It might even produce a completely new song idea that's better than what you had originally. So journal about your song idea. Step 2, or tip number 2, is to write from your title. This is important because it's going to help anchor your song. It'll help you focus your lyrics on that one big idea and make your message a lot more clear, because you'll start to understand that this is what the point of my song is. The one big idea, your title, most likely your hook. So yeah, write from your title. So tip number 3 is write your chorus first, and try to use your title in your chorus. If that's the main idea of your song, it's sort of the payoff in a sense. And usually you want to save that for the chorus. That's not always the case. There's a lot of great songs that have the title in a verse or a bridge or something like that. But in most cases, I've found that when I'm trying to stick to one idea, using my title and my chorus and writing that chorus first is massive in how easy it is to write the rest of the song and how clear the message is when I'm finished. Tip number 4 that I have for you is to blueprint your verses. And what I mean by this is write down the idea of what your verse is going to say. So many times I've gotten stuck when I didn't know what I wanted to say in my verses, because I'm just trying to write down an incredible line just right off the bat, straight out of my head, and that's so difficult to do. If you can do that, I'm jealous, and please tell me how you do it, but it takes me a lot of different versions and rewriting to get to my actual lyric. So what I like to do is, once I've written my chorus and I feel really good about it, even if it's not necessarily the final version, I'll then map out what my verse 1 is going to say, my verse 2, if I have a verse 3, whether or not it's needed, and then I'll even map out my bridge if I need one. But most importantly, map out or blueprint your verses. And when you do this, you can map out a bunch of different angles on your chorus. For me, I like to do that because in my mind there's just so many different ways that you can approach a chorus. I like to weigh the different options, I guess, to see which one is going to reveal the chorus in the best way possible, which one is going to set up the chorus and really provide or really make it so your chorus has kind of that punch when you get there. So that's really important. Blueprint your verses. My last tip is to rewrite until every syllable is pointing towards your big idea. And that can be tough. It can be. There are so many times when I just want to stop. When a song, I'm just like, okay, this song is fine. People don't care that much. But at the end of the day, when your song does make an impact on somebody, it makes it worth it to me. So keep writing, and don't stop until every syllable points towards that big idea. Alright, one last tip for you. If you're unclear about your song, if you're unsure if you're saying something the way you mean it, a lot of times I think that I'm communicating something and in my mind it makes sense, but it just isn't quite translating. So I have my wife listen to my songs, and she understands the way my brain works, so she tells me, I don't really think that's what you mean to say there. So maybe try bouncing it off a friend or a family member, but make sure you're very intentional with that and you let them know, I want you to critique this. I want to know what you think I'm trying to say when you hear this. You know, I don't want you to just give me, oh great, that's a great song, good job. You know, we don't need that. We want to get better, so be intentional when you talk to them. And ask them for their honest opinion. And that could be tough. Probably do another video on that. But anyway, keep writing, stick to that one big idea, and I will see you next time.